This video is brought to you by my patrons, my thoughts and opinions, and of course, lies and trickery. Welcome to the Upside Down, where good is bad, right is wrong, and no one knows what's going on. That was unintentional. Hello, and welcome to, or back to, my channel. I'm Kit, that's Emily, Ellie is also here, and they both promise to behave today. Anyway, on March 5th, 2025, conservative YouTuber Misha Petrov published the video, Democrats Humiliated at Trump's Congressional Address, Breaking Down Must-See Moments, with the thumbnail reading, Top Moments. And I am truly impressed that she only got 13 minutes of top moments out of a 2-hour speech. I found the speech meandering, repetitive, and meaningless, but given that Misha is a conservative shill, she is really falling down on the job. Granted, she did somehow manage to turn this into a Democrats humiliated, but I do agree that Democrats were humiliated, just not in the way Misha thinks. Anyway, she opens her video with this.
Hey guys, so Donald Trump gave a speech last night that left the Democrats absolutely seething. A lot of these moments exposed their lack of humanity. I can't imagine Biden giving a speech like this without wandering off stage. So I think as a country, we really did dodge a bullet.
She knows Harris was on the ballot, right? Not Biden? Moving on, Misha calls Trump's speech patriotic and powerful, and she was appalled that Democrats didn't stand for Trump's political theater. I honestly can't tell if she really thinks Trump cares about people or if she's just pretending she does because, again, shill. She's also appalled that Al Green was heckling Trump, quote, like a child, a lunatic, and declared that the Democrats with signs were behaving like middle schoolers. Which, well...
Here's one of those signs. This is not normal. This guy rips it out of her hand.
So, to be clear, quietly holding up a sign is behaving like a middle schooler, but ripping a sign out of someone's hands is normal adult behavior? Interesting. Anyway, Misha is also unimpressed with those wearing pink, and I guess now is a good time to say, I found the pink display lackluster, I thought the signs were embarrassing, and I did feel a bit hopeful. I'm watching you, Emily. Behave. Anyway, where was I? I did feel a bit hopeful when Al Green was escorted out. I thought there was a plan to heckle every few minutes and be escorted out, or to at least leave one by one during the speech. But no, that was it. But apparently remaining seated is just the worst thing you can do, according to Misha.
And to my fellow citizens, America is back.
Look at the split, it's gold, Trump being patriotic. One side is erupting in cheers. The other side is pouting like a bunch of toddlers in timeout.
Emily is very nicely abiding by my rule. Thank you, kitten. Anyway, so it's a problem when Democrats sit in silence, and it's also a problem when they speak up. There is no winning with Misha and friends, though it is telling that Misha chose to make this video about Democrats instead of gushing about all the wonderful things Trump is doing. But then, perhaps she can't, because though Trump tells us we're back, that we'll get tired of winning, that he wants to make America great again, he never actually tells us what that looks like or what he's doing to improve people's lives. He does play political theater though, which is apparently enough for Trump psychophans, as Misha proves in this video. Why think about what he's doing? Hell, why even look into what he's doing when you can just take his word for it? That's okay though. I'm here to do the things that Misha won't. Trump uses Peyton McNabb to illustrate his no men and women's sports executive order. And we all know that Riley Gaines tied for 5th place with Leah Thomas. Riley has made a career out of it, though I will say her telling had me thinking that Leah placed 1st and Riley 2nd, not that they tied for 5th place. But back to the subject. Quote, Peyton McNabb, a former North Carolina high school athlete who was severely injured by an opponent she claims is transgender during a volleyball match. There is no evidence she was injured by a trans woman. And from the same article, quote, both North Carolina and South Carolina have laws in place banning transgender students from playing sports in public schools and colleges. And per the National Collegiate Athletic Association themselves, there are less than 10 trans athletes in college sports. I'm also going to add that there is no evidence that trans women using women's restrooms are a danger and thus must be made illegal. But trans women are what Misha believes to be the greatest threat to women and what the women wearing pink should be focusing on and applauding.
This is what protecting women looks like, by the way. Not wearing your big little suit, feminism. Yeah, okay, girl. You're advocating for men to slam volleyballs into women's heads. That's your version of feminism? Or somehow you're awfully silent when we have to protect women from assaults and murders from illegal aliens. No, silence. Just your pink little suit.
I do find it odd that Misha singles out assault and murder from illegal aliens. That's such a weird thing to say. And assault and murder are also already against the law, and the greatest threat to women isn't strangers. It's people they know, people they trust. And the issue people have with the Lake and Riley Act specifically, quote, some have raised concerns that the bill will strip due process rights from migrants, including minors or recipients of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. In the wake of tragedy, we are seeing a fundamental erosion of our civil rights, said Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a New York Democrat. In this bill, if a person is so much as accused of a crime, if someone wants to point a finger and accuse someone of shoplifting, they would be rounded up and put into a private detention camp and sent out for deportation without a day in court. End quote. We should care about the lack of due process. Even if you don't care about other people, do you think they'll stop there? Once rights begin to erode, it's a quick process. We've already seen the Trump administration try to deport people legally residing in the US for speech his government doesn't like. And the First Amendment? That's supposed to protect against government retaliation. Yes, even if you're not a citizen. Once upon a time, Americans used to be proud of that. But the political theater isn't done quite yet, and I don't believe Misha really is this gullible.
Imagine being so bitter and hateful that you refuse to stand or clap for a child battling cancer.
For anyone wondering what that was about, Trump gave a 13-year-old boy with brain cancer an honorary Secret Service badge, and apparently not applauding this was bitter and evil. You know what I think is bitter? Trying to cut funding for childhood cancer research. You know what I think is evil? Trying to cut funding for childhood cancer research and courting approval for giving a child with cancer a badge. I would also like to add that in that speech, Trump said DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. And Trump is in favor of rolling back environmental regulations. So while he did a nice thing for DJ, he's not actually helping anyone, including DJ. Anyway, I'll leave some links to fact checks of Trump's speech below, but there is one more thing I want to say.
$8 million for making mice transgender.
How on earth anyone believes this is beyond me. How would we even know a mouse is transgender? Can people please start thinking? I'm bringing back the final thoughts section to explain why I wanted to comment on a video and to wrap up my thoughts. I did watch Trump's speech and my mind was blown by Misha's interpretation. Though, honestly, I watched the speech because I knew someone would do this. And I think it's important to call out this, I don't even know what to call it, starry-eyed naivete. But I don't think Misha is naive. I think she knows on what side her bread is buttered, and she's just doing her job. And honestly, I think not calling out this sort of thing is how we ended up in this world, where Trump is president again and people like just purely things who have nothing to recommend them have millions of eyeballs on them, taking them seriously and not bothering to fact check. But the thing that stunned me the most is watching Misha mouth, "What?" when Trump spoke of transgender mice. She wasn't expressing doubt about what he was saying, she was expressing how crazy the American government was pre-Trump. And what can be done with that? For those who enjoy my channel and don't want to hear about Trump this and Trump that, I promise that's not going to happen. Though I do think it's important to keep up with what he's doing, as much as one can. I'm not a news channel and my focus will remain on commentary. And honestly, I think the channels I comment on are a big part of Trump's success. The right-wing media world is vast and well-funded, so any left-leaning channels, writers, whatever that you enjoy, if you can spare a few dollars, I'm sure they would appreciate it. All that being said, we'll get more into how America is winning in a couple weeks, but that's it for this video. Please feel free to share your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next one.